Rochester. Oh my gosh. The home of the garbage plate. I didn't realize how important the garbage plate was to you people. I had heard about the garbage plate. I sent out a tweet, and suddenly I was running for president. My gosh, I didn't know how many places and the level of competition to determine the most garbagest of plates. Oh, that place isn't good. Their garbage plate's not good. Do you know what you're talking about? You're talking about a plate called garbage. But I had one last night. It was delicious. It was delicious. And I get it. I'll never go to the bathroom again, but wow, what a uniquely Rochester thing, right? What a fascinating thing. It's kind of like, look, Rochester's a great city. We've dealt with corporations struggling and falling down. Our famed leader, one of our famous citizens, committed suicide. We need something to reflect our civic pride. How about a garbage plate? That might be too positive. It is. And I love how every restaurant has a garbage. There are chefs. They're like, I'm a chef. I went to culinary school. I'm not going to do a garbage plate. We're going out of business. All right, let's do a garbage plate. It is fast. It's almost like Rochester, New York wanted to differentiate itself from Rochester, Minnesota. Like Rochester, Minnesota, they're known for the Mayo Clinic. And Rochester, New York is like, we're gonna develop a plate that causes cancer. That's gonna be our thing. We're gonna keep Rochester, Minnesota in business. We're all about creating jobs. It was fascinating eating the garbage plate. The garbage. I don't understand. I didn't even know what I was ordering. I was in Nick Tahoe's, and I went in there, and I was like, I'll have a garbage plate. And she was like, do you want the macaroni salad? I'm like, does that come with it? And she was like, yeah. She could have said anything. Do you want the banana peels? I'm like, that sounds like garbage. I guess put that in there. The garbage. Why is some of it cold and some of it hot? You do realize just because food is cold, it's not healthy, right? No, it's healthy because it's cold. Cold food is good for you. Warm food is good tasting. Macaroni salad. I didn't even know people still made macaroni salad. Sometimes you'll see that at a salad bar and you're like, oh, what is that, for the time travelers? Who wants macaroni salad? What was the thinking? Hey, how people love mac and cheese? What if instead of cheese we used mayo? Well, that's disgusting. Perfect for drunk people. Let's get it. I got mine with the hots on there, the white hots. I don't know why you guys feel the need to abbreviate hot dog. Look, we don't have time to say hot dog. We need something shorter. If we could remove one syllable, that's what we need. We're busy here in Rochester. And I was like, oh, I guess because the hot dogs are hot. No, they're not hot. They're not spicy. They're just, Jim, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're a horrible person. How long? What if he just talked about the garbage plate the entire time? It's like, and I eat unhealthy, and some would say I built a career on eating unhealthy. But that garbage plate, I don't want to die. Like, how often can you eat that? Like, there should be like a breathalyzer. You were in here last week, sorry. You can't. I mean, you. Last summer, we did our first big family vacation. Well, I should clarify, we went to Disney. Now, if you haven't been to Disney as an adult, just imagine you're standing in line at the DMV, and that's it. Actually, it was Orlando in July, so it was kind of like standing in line on the surface of the sun. Why would we do this to ourselves? Remember when you were a kid and you'd go on vacation, you'd be like, why is Dad always in a bad mood? Now I understand. How can I spend an enormous amount of money, be uncomfortable, and listen to my children complain and whine? Disney. Oh, good. I did figure out what makes Disney truly magical, though. You can walk around sweating your ass off for 12 hours and still gain weight. I know it's 110 out here, but these fries taste great. We eat, because we want to have a good time. Really, that's all a vacation is. Just us eating in a place we've never been. Well, why don't we eat something, then we'll go and get something to eat. And we'll see that thing we're supposed to see. They probably got a snack bar there, right? After that, we should probably get something to eat, though. Then we'll eat something. We eat because, there's pressure to have fun on your vacation, right? But at Disney, it's like a desperation. You see it on the faces of parents. They're like, oh, this was an enormous mistake. I hope you're having fun. It was either this or send you to college. I stood in line for an hour and 15 minutes for the Dumbo ride. After a minute, I was like, I'm the Dumbo. I'm waiting to see myself. At the end of the line, there's just gonna be a mirror and some guy going, Dumbo. Some of those rides at Disney, they make you realize how far we've come with amusement parks. Like I was on that ride, It's a Small World. I was like, wow, there was a time when people found this entertaining? You could be on acid, you're like, I'm not getting anything here. I think I'll go back to staring at my hand. Yeah, that's better. If only I had 2 of these. Because a lot of those rides at Disney, they were developed in the 70s. There was no competition. They were making up rides. It was just some guy going, all right, how about a bumper car goes into a dark room and there's a picture of Winnie the Pooh. People stand in line for an hour for that, right? Ooh, here I got another one. What if we hollow out a log and throw them over a waterfall? We got their money. What are they gonna do? I have to admit, my favorite ride was the air-conditioned bus back to the airport. Ooh, well worth the wait. Hey, if you don't like Disney, well then why would you go? I went because I love my children. Now there are adults without children that go to Disney, and they're called weirdos. Very nice people, absolutely crazy. Even the Comic-Con people are like, yeah, they're a little frightening. I got a Batman living room, but these people are scary. But you're a nerd too, Jim. I took so many pictures at Disney. That's all we do, right, as a society. It's like, hey, instead of enjoying this moment, let's take pictures. We take pictures of everyday life and act like we're capturing history. Unbelievable, the cat's asleep. Post that on my Twitter. It's because we have the cameras on our phones. Do we need that? It's not like 10 years ago we were like, I wish I could take a low-quality photo of my dessert. Text it to someone that's not interested. But I can't, so I guess I'll just eat it. As a result, we all have so many photos, all these pictures, and sure, we all want our computers to run slow. But what are we supposed to do with all these photos? I mean, I have more pictures of my children than my father ever looked at me. And I just keep taking them, like click, click, click. We all do. You click, 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 download all of them. We don't even weed through them. I'll just get another computer. That'll be my Disney trip computer. We used to have boxes of photos in our closets. Now it's just old computers. There's our wedding computer. That's my computer when I was single. I should probably destroy that one. Sad, we have all these photos. Everyone has thousands of photos, and besides us, no one else cares. Because really, any photo you're not in is not that interesting. You might act interested, right? You're like, oh, you went to Mexico. How long is this gonna take? Because I can fake it for like a minute. I don't even like pictures that I'm in, you know? You ever see a photo of yourself and it kind of ruins your day? For a second, you don't even recognize yourself. You're like, who's that fat guy? Oh, no! Oh, I should call my wife and tell her I love her. I can't believe I'm allowed to wear that color. We do behave strangely as tourists. Like, when I was with my family, we visited a bunch of churches. You never do that when you're at home. Never wake up on a Saturday, hey, you want to go check out some churches? Never, no. What if I told you those churches were super old and empty? I still wouldn't want to go. Most of the churches we went in were empty. And you know, we went in one church and there was a mass going on. That was kind of strange. It was like, hey, I know you're in contemplative prayer, but I'm gonna do an Instagram live. So I'll tag you if you want. In New York City, there's a church that went out of business and they turned it into a nightclub, the Limelight. And so that means, I'm sure there are people that walk by and they're like, oh my gosh, that's where my parents got married and where I first tried cocaine. A lot of memories there. Of course, here in Barcelona, the most famous Spanish church, Sagrada Familia, or as I call it, Sangria Familia. Beautiful church, right? Started in the 1800s, still not done. I'm thinking, never gonna be done. After 100 years, I lower my expectations. You guys gonna finish it? Mañana. Don't pressure us. And that's one of Gaudi's masterpieces, right? Gaudi, such a brilliant mind whose approach to architecture was like, make it beautiful, but make it melting. We want the buildings to feel like Spain in August. Here we are on Las Ramblas. Everyone check your wallet. Ramblas, check your wallet. I remember the first time I came to Barcelona, I landed. I took an overnight flight and I checked in my hotel. It was like 7 a.m. I was like kind of wired, so I was like, I'm gonna go walk around. Where's the Ramblas? And the hotel person was like, oh, don't go there. Don't go there. I'm like, well, why? And they're like, oh, very dangerous. A lot of pickpockets. I was like, is it in a different century? Pickpockets, am I gonna run into Oliver Twist? Should I be worried about being guillotined? La Ramblas. And I walked down the Ramblas and people were very nice. They were in fact generous. People coming up to me offering to sell me drugs. Do you want coke, hash? No, thank you, it's 8 in the morning. But, And then I would walk back, same people, co-cash. I'm like, it didn't change my mind. But thanks for checking in. I'm still good on not wanting drugs at 8 in the morning. When my family was here, we visited some castles. Everyone loves castles, right? Those romantic, magical structures where dictators used to live. I love how former dictator homes are tourist traps, That's the effect of Disney on top of us. It's like, I'm sure that murderous despot who lived there I'm sure he was all about equal rights. I bet his son was charming. Went on a castle tour, which really means we just paid to walk through a rich guy's house. Because that's all you do on a castle tour, you just walk through. And this one was furnished, so all the king stuff was there. So it felt kind of like a medieval Airbnb. I was like, wow, this is weird. In 300 years, are people gonna pay to walk through Bill Gates' house? Like, oh, look at that, he owned a Mac. Wow. That's a surprise. Now occasionally hear about really wealthy people living in castles. I'd be embarrassed to tell someone I lived in a castle. It's like, oh, where do we live? Well, we looked at apartments in the area, but the castle on the top of the hill? Yeah, we live in it. But we're down to earth. We just have a lot more earth. The wife wanted a moat, Moats, those really disappeared, right? People rarely add moats to their homes anymore. Because I guess there's nothing less neighborly, right? There's putting up a fence and then there's digging a river around your house that says, don't come over. We're not looking for visitors. I don't know, it's very late night culture in Spain, right? I feel like you guys kind of almost brag about it. You're like, oh, we dinner at 11 o'clock. We dinner at midnight. We dinner when you're having breakfast. I'm like, do any of you have jobs here? How do you do that? But everything starts later in Spain. Meals, shows, democracy. Everything starts later, right? Everything starts later. Because, of course, there was the Spanish Civil War, which is a funny topic. No, the Spanish Civil War, and I wanted to learn more about it, so I watched some YouTube videos. And now I understand less. But I do know the fascist won. Franco won, and he ruled over Spain for decades, Franco. And, of course, he had a son named James Franco, who directed that movie, The Disaster Artist, but he cast his brother Dave because Spain's all about family. And Franco, someone told me Franco only had one testicle. I don't know if that's true. I didn't want to Google it. I didn't want to get all those one testicle ads. So, you might be interested in these one testicle underwear. I didn't want that. Supposedly Hitler only had one testicle. Everyone has that friend that brings that up like it explains something. Hitler, he only had one testicle. Oh, that's why he did those horrible things. We gotta keep an eye on Lance Armstrong. I'm sorry, is Lance here? Besides, I can say that joke because I only have one testicle. Well, from certain angles, That's disgusting. I thought he was the clean comedian.